So I cut him off with a nail clipper. I got high again, cut him off with a nail clipper. But what I didn't account for was how much blood there was going to be. But once again, this is like, I just ate Subway. It's just all day. It's like, I got to hear this in the end of all talk about this type of stuff. And I'm supposed to go home and tell my parents, hey, man, no day at work. Oh, because I did. So he's like, yeah, I cut him off with a nail clipper. There was just a lot of blood. So thankfully the CO was coming around and I was walking and he called, ICS or whatever it was. That was it. And I was like,
so they came and did the rest, snipped them off, and
no, he snipped them off. He snipped them all the way off with a nail clipper. There's blood everywhere. And then yeah, he snipped them off with a nail clipper.
Like, completed the act.
And that's what I thought. I'm like, so what happens if they just die? And he's like, well, then I just had dead nuts, and they probably would have had to cut them off anyway, because then it's like,
yo, what's up, Mr. Unseen?
something that's gonna get in your body.
Where you from, my nigga?
But, his follow-up statement to that was, after he completed that story, he's like, do you have any extra cool, like, the little crystal light things that guys get? So do you have any more of the cool-ups? I want to put it in my shampoo so it's scented. That was his immediate comment after telling me about what just happened last time he was at RAS with his nuts.
South Africa?
Like, yeah, dude, you want to
Yo, shout out South Africa. What time is it over? Like 7? 7 in the morning? 8?
So, I go to Lewis to start doing overtime. Like I said, Phoenix is here. Florence is a mile east. Lewis is a mile west. And Lewis just has like this horrible reputation. And I knew it sucked from the beginning because when you go there, it's a parking lot. You go to a Sally Port, and then it's 6 different units, but you have to take a trolley to get there. Now,
Appreciate you for liking the stream
you
too.
just drive there. So like you have to get to work 45 minutes early just to get to your post on time, and you don't get paid for it. So I go there, and instead of just showing up, you have to go, when you go to the Sally Port, there's a sergeant there, like, what the hell are you? I'm like, I'm from Phoenix doing overtime. Go to RAS. Like, where's RAS? Where do I get the key set from? He's like, just figure it out. Okay, try to figure it out. I'm like, I'm on the clock anyway, so I don't care. So I go to RAS, I say to the sergeant, who I've never seen before in my life, I'm like, what do you want me to do?
It's 11:25 a.m.
He's like, you ever been to Reining? I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, it's like, it's the same setup. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's buildings.
What y'all be on out there in South Africa?
Just square little buildings, and then
Chilling?
there's 2 stories, and there's a door in the middle, whatever. He's like, it's just like RAS. But these are all PC inmates. Like, oh, that's not like RAS then. RAS is IHP. Like, people think you go to a PC yard, you're safer. If you go to a PC yard, it's everybody snitching everybody, and it's all kosher, everybody's happy here. And it's like, no, really? Like, you go here, and it's like, okay, instead of it being black, whites, Mexicans, whatever, now it's like, this white guy snitched on this white guy over a drug deal that happened with this guy's sister 10 years ago. It's like every man for the fucking selves.
Right.
It's a disaster. And this is the one, like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's like this whole news article about the cells at this facility because they weren't the doors that slammed shut. They were the ones that had the magnets that slid them. And the inmates knew that if you put something on the magnet, it would keep cycling and eventually die out, so they could just shimmy the door open all the time. Like, you literally can see videos on YouTube of guys just opening their cells and just running anywhere they want.
Oh, fuck.
I was working with another officer, and I was like, "This is your unit?" He's like, "No, dude, I'm from Yuma." I'm like, "Yuma? Yuma's the only prison in Arizona where you can't get any overtime because they're fully staffed. It's like on the border, so it's fully staffed. Like, you go down there and they're speaking
What's
Spanish.
up,
I'm like, so how do you?
Psycho?
Yeah, I work 6 to 2 at Yuma.
What's up,
I
Psycho?
take a bus.
Where you from, bro?
I'm sorry, a van pool at 3 o'clock that gets to Lewis at 5:30. So it's 2.5 hours. I work for 3 hours, and then I take another van 2.5 hours back to go home because I have to go back to Yuma the next day and go to work. So then I get paid for 8 hours. I'm only doing 3 hours of work because I'm here for 3 hours.
Make sure y'all like the
guy
stream
that
if you in
relieved
there.
me later on was from Red Rock, a CO4 from Red Rock, which is like a lieutenant, but you chose the admin route.
Make sure y'all like the stream. It's where you from, Psycho?
Like, yeah, it's so short-staffed here that people from all over the state have to come work here. They have to do one 12-hour day there instead of like an 8-hour day at the normal unit. Like, that's how bad it was with the staffing. So I'm with the guy from Yuma. We go to the chow hall, and these guys, I wasn't the feds, but you take your sunglasses off, you take your hat off in the chow hall.
Right.
At least where I was, that's where at Central, that's how it was. SMU, you feed in-house. So it's a little different, but that's like the rule. And I'm like,
Yo, make sure y'all like the stream. It's
okay.
let me know where y'all watching the stream from.
Nobody has their hat off, nobody has their cell phone off. I see a guy, shit you not. They might, I don't know any, they might recognize me from somewhere else, but I can't tell who the fuck you guys are. You're all wearing orange. I don't know who any of you are. I see a guy sitting like this on his phone. And I'm looking at the guy, and I had my sunglasses on too, so I was kind of the asshole, like, who cares? Arizona's pretty sunny.
This is an inmate.
This is an inmate in the chow hall, and I'm thinking, I never want to come back to this fucking place again. The only other thing I knew about this place, the guy cut his own nuts off. So the guy's on his phone, looking dead at me, bro, like this. He sees me, and I'm like, okay. The guy that I'm with from Yuma, he's like, let's go over there, dude. Like, bro, if you go down that fucking aisle, you're gonna get both of us killed. Just stand there.
Someone joined the
You're
stream.
gonna walk through the chow hall,
Yeah.
the aisles in the chow hall, and go up to an inmate and tell him what he should or shouldn't be doing. With every other inmate watching him, you're gonna get both of us killed. Just stay over here. Somebody else brought it in for him anyway.
Right.
He sees me talking to the other guy about it, so you're caught, you're caught. So all he does is just turn around and face the other way and use the phone.
Right.
Like, okay, chow's over. Go back into the building. You know, it's people want to cover their doors, but it's like, all right, at least around count time, take the cover off your door.
Right.
Or at least don't cover the door directly. Cover, like, just your bed.
Right.
You know, so it's like we could see, okay, there's nobody dead on the floor. We could see your foot moving around. If you're watching TV, like, you walk around, like, I don't understand how anybody can work here when it's like you said, it's like you're cool. An inmate is okay at one yard, but you go to another yard that has a different reputation. It's just a fucking disaster. And I would hear these guys talk about Lewis that went to the Phoenix yard, and they're like, nobody starts at the Phoenix yard because it's so easy. It was like, you got to pay your dues almost and work at a different yard and come here. So like, let me just, see what it's about, see what it's like, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if the guy that I'm working with is from Yuma, and the guy that relieved me is from Red Rock, who actually works here?
Right.
Nobody. Like, it's that bad. Like, the staffing was that bad. I know every prison short staff and every department is short staffed and all that stuff, but I was like, I'm not going to subject myself to this. And I would hear people say, like, I want to go back to RAS Max, or I want to go, like the guy with the toilet paper was like, I want to go back to RAS Max. Like, why, Control? Why do you want to go back to RAS Max? I never understood that. Like, the higher the custody, the more you're in your cell, the more these guys like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the feds, I'm pretty sure this is how it is in the state, is that first of all, the COs, you get away with more.
The lower yards.
No, I was saying in the higher yards, you get away with more because the guards are like, they're like,
Big in their battles.
yeah, exactly. Like, this guy's got a life fucking sentence. He could pop off any time. Anything could go wrong. These guys, they don't have a lot to lose. So the COs are a lot more, one, respectable, or just respectful to everybody. And two, they let you get away with more because they're like, the guy's never leaving here.
It's like, don't die, don't kill yourself.
Right. Right. And then as it goes lower and lower, by the time they get to a camp, they're talking to everybody like they're just dogs. Because and that's where a lot of the guards that are undisciplined and have behavior problems themselves end up in the low the camps and the lows because they know he can talk to these guys like anything. They won't do anything to them.
Because they don't want to get moved from there.
They don't want to go back to a medium or a pen. You attack the guard, that's a bad issue.
But even that, like, you're not, like I said, I tell people the easiest way to get through working in any prison is keep your word and just be able to talk shit. Don't take shots at people. Don't call somebody a punk. Don't call somebody a bitch. That's all we do all day long is talk shit. That's how we communicate. If I walk in my run every day and just fuck you, Tamale, fuck you, and one day he's like, what's up? Good morning. Suspect. And what's going on here? But you're right. It's like, you pick your battles in the higher yards. It's like, I know that if I have a problem with this guy, okay, you're just intentionally being an asshole. I'm going to talk to the other black guy that's in charge of this pile. Yo, can you shut your fucking boy up?
Right.
Because if I have to start coming in here and cell search somebody, I'm going to have to do my job.
Right. Everybody's going to get it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for everybody. Right now, everybody's comfortable. They've got what they want. They're happy. Let's keep it that way.
Guys are writing kites to people, or to, he owes me 2 coffees. He owes me, he didn't pay for a soap, what's it called, when they carve soap, like origami, or not origami, like carve soap into a statue. He didn't pay me, he owes me $3. I'm like, charge $3 for that? Soap costs $2, man. Like it's type of stuff you see at the low cousin. It's like, I don't understand why, like, what, I guess it's just like a culture that you have to act like the guys in the club, like this club where in Brooklyn you have to act this way. I was like, I don't know, you guys want to make it harder on yourself, go ahead, but, you know, I think about, you see some of these guys, like, you hear some of these stories, like, all right, some of these guys are just complete fucking monsters. Some of these guys, you deserve to be here. But you look at a lot of these guys, and it's just like, nobody ever loved you. Like, you didn't have a parent. You didn't have a mom that was, she was strung out, or she was tricking, or God doing, your dad was in jail. And, you know, you were just dead. You were
What's the word of three stupids?
So, back at SMU, it's like a lot of things just become, like, as you know, like the story you say about the guy that had the heart attack.
Yeah.
And he dropped dead, like, all right, we're all going through lockdown. And we just, go get some coffee and come back.
Yeah.
That's normal. It becomes normal in prison. So, I'm at SMU one time, and a lot of people didn't like doing constant
Yeah,
watches.
if y'all in, make sure
Every
y'all like
once
the
in a
stream.
while, it was okay because
Like the
the
stream,
way
it's
that
set
you were
as
set up,
more
you were
format.
walking up and downstairs all fucking day. You're walking 10, 12 miles a shift, 150 flights. It's just the way it's set up because it's so short staffed. So every once in a while, I'll do a constant watch. Plus, for whatever reason, it was
Constant watch, you just have to watch the guy.
It's like a suicide watch.
Right. You know, at Coleman, they have the inmates do it.
I heard you talk about that with Zach.
Yeah.
A trustee or whatever. They
Yeah,
did not have that. And
Yeah, you have to go to a little class. You take you get a little certificate, and they pay you for it.
that's like the guy that I had said, the one that taught me how to make the toilet paper. I was like, I can't just sit here and ignore the guy. Like,
Right.
it's just, his brain doesn't operate like that. But, so I was sitting on constant watch at my unit at SMU, and I didn't even know this guy. So, and a lot of those guys that were in Wing 1 dog, they were guys that just got shipped in from other units. So I'm sitting on my inmate, he is not talking. He's fine, he's just not talking. The inmate next to him, you know how this goes, like, if you're getting transferred from one unit to another, you don't have any of your shit, you're just stuck in a cell waiting, so like, the only person you have to talk to is the CO. I think this guy realized, like, all right, this guy's, like, you didn't do anything wrong, man.
It's so fucking hot. Jesus Christ.
He was like talking about stuff, and he was telling me about Winslow, like this unit I've never been to, but he was telling me about that. And
God damn.
I'm responsible for the guy next to him on watch.
Right.
So it's a 12-hour shift, and we're like 5 hours into it. It's like almost midnight, and we're like, hey, everything's going smooth so far. He gets up to take a piss, and the inmate says to me so nonchalant, hey, you mind if I cover the door? Like, Ellis, don't do that, bro.
Right.
Like, look, Ellis, please, like, just please don't do it. Like, I'm not yelling at the guy, like, what am I gonna do? Open the trap and yank him? Fuck cares.
Right.
Like, just don't do it. He does it anyway. And he, like another one, just straight to, there was no speaking. It was cold to boiling hot. I looked him up afterwards, and he had gotten into a fight with his girlfriend's dad or something, beat him up, and then he tied him behind the back of his truck and dragged him on the highway until he died.
Jesus.
You know, and he only got like 15 years for it too, but it's just like, okay, now I understand. It's like you went to 0 to 100, and then you just lost it.
Right.
I didn't know that inmate. Like I said, that was the first time I ever seen him. And the same